Hello, everyone. I am Cassandra Herbert with Zest and Harmony, and I wanted to first get on and say happy Earth Day. Today is April 22nd, and it is Earth Day. And I want to ask you, how are you honoring Mother Earth? How are you celebrating all the abundance and blessings that Mother Earth continues to give you, to give all of us? What are you doing to help with the sustainability of the natural resources and with just keeping Mother Earth beautiful? Those are just questions for you today, but things that not only you do today, but that you do each and every day. So today I was supposed to be speaking at a festival in Catonsville, the Sunshine and Soul Festival, and my presentation was at 2:45, and it was to be outside, and I was there at 2, and they were calling for rain at 2:30, and it did start raining and thunderstorms and everything. So I didn't get to do my presentation. My presentation was on everyday garden weeds for everyday wellness. So then I thought, oh, you know what? Let me make a lemonade out of lemons and get on here. So actually, I'll probably do several parts. My presentation was only going to be 30 minutes. But I'm just going to do little pieces of it, of what I was going to talk about, which is going to be way more than 30 minutes, but not all in this one video. In this video, I am going to talk about one of the herbs that I have been sitting with this month. I've decided for 2023 to pick an herb each month that I will do a deep dive about personally. Like I will listen to podcasts and read books and all my different studies about that herb. And then the fun part is make different medicines, whether that is tinctures or glycerites or tea or a tincture or, oh my goodness, there's so many salts or salve or whatever, cordials, different things, and really get to know that herb, having a relationship with that herb. And the herb that I've been sitting with for the month of April is violet. And so I was going to talk about violet at my presentation because it's considered a weed, but you know, weeds have so much medicine for all of us, have so much to tell us. So I don't look at them as weeds, they're herbs. And the herb, like I said, violet. So violet, viola soraria, which is blue violet, or viola odorato is sweet violet. And yes, I've been getting to know her. Beautiful violet. In fact, I want to show you her. So I have, let me see. So the flowers, it's usually, so it comes, so the ones I see near my house, I don't have them growing in my garden. They can grow in your garden. You can find them in disturbed areas. They like moist soil, damp, moist soil. And I guess that is the same thing. Also, you will find them in cool places. They usually come out in the spring. So I'm all about seasonal living. And what are those herbs? What are those weeds? What is nature? What is Mother Earth teaching us in each season? And they come out in early spring. So actually, near my house, there are trails, and I have found them, and I have foraged some of them, and see they have 5, as you can see, 5 petals, very dainty flowers. And you can take the flowers, you can make, let me see, you can make honey. So you'd probably need quite a few to make honey, even though I've made honey before. You can make glycerites with them. They're rich in vitamin C, like vitamin C. They also, I think, have vitamin A in them in the leaves. And you could add them to your salads. I've made a salad. I made a bitter crest. That's another weed. Bitter crest and violet leaves and flowers salad. You could put them in your drinks. You can make, oh, I'm going to show you a cordial. But let's see how it tastes. So now, usually when you read books, they will describe the taste of the leaves as sweet and bland. It has a slight sweetness. Like I could see like that sweetness, but not overly sweet, like licorice root, which is one of my favorites, but there's a sweet, bland to sweet taste to it. Yes. So that is the flowers that are edible. And you could also eat the leaves. And the leaves are, how you can identify is the leaves look like, oh, I have a whole leaf right here. Look, like a heart. They can look like a heart or a kidney. Isn't that pretty? Ah, yes. Love to you, love to Mother Earth, love to me. So you can eat these. Now the leaves produce more moisture, more saliva. They help with our mucous membranes, mucilage, very much so. And so when you think about that, where are your mucous membranes? So in your digestive tract, starting in your mouth, in your respiratory tract, starting in your nose, down into your throat, down into your lungs, down into your digestive system. So if these are mucilage, then what uses, when you think about them, what uses could violet have? Like just by looking at, the flower, the taste, and then that taste in your mouth and knowing that that's coming up, what uses can they have? Well, like I'm saying, the respiratory tract. So yes, dry if you're dry. So if you have a dry type of cough, or maybe a dry, where your throat is sore, you can make a nice cough syrup. And that's a classic way that people will do is they will make a syrup with violet. So you can take the, violet leaves and or violet flowers you can make a syrup of. You could use a mix of both of those, and you can make and infuse into a strong tea, infuse it, and then add sugar or honey. I like to add honey to it. The what else was I going to say with that? So dry cough. Then also we're talking about our digestive. So slight moistening, maybe if you have a irritable kind of stomach and stuff like that, or constipation, dryness, then it can help for that. Not that it's like this intense laxative effect, but it can help with easing that stomach and maybe helping to loosen those bowels. Also, if we think about mucilage, skin. So topically for abrasions, you can make a poultice. You can put it on chronic skin problems like eczema or psoriasis for those dry, inflamed skin issues. It will be excellent for that. It is also very good for the lymphatic system. So, and when we think about lymphatic, that's part of the immune system. So that is very good in taking that. And you could, like I said, take a tea, or what I did was soak this. I soaked some leaves and I soaked some flowers in some water. And then, it wasn't hot water. It was just room temperature water. And then I let it soak in the refrigerator. I put it in the refrigerator and let it soak. And I'm telling you, it had like I can't show you, but it's a little like mucilage, the water is, and then I've been eating those. You can make a salad, like I said, with the leaves and with the flowers. It's also, like I said, nutritive. It's high in vitamin C and beta carotene. And those are different things that you know, with the violets. I want to show you what else that I made. I'm trying to think. Okay, I made so with the first time I made the water, I actually took the water after soaking maybe for 48 hours or so and put half of it in here and put half glycerin in here and made like a glycerite, but not your traditional way of making glycerite. Because usually when you make a glycerite, you usually will soak the herb in glycerin and water. And I could have did that too, but I wanted to try something different. And I'm going to taste this. Nice, nice. I like it. Very good. So that can help in moistening my system. And in Ayurveda, I am Vata, or my constitution tends to be Vata. So I run cold and dry. Now, when we think about violet, it is actually a cool and moistening herb. So cool though, but not cold. It's not like a bitter, so it's very gentle. So I don't get cold from taking it. I actually like it, and that moistening really does help me and my constitution. So I actually enjoy it. I also made you're gonna love this. I made a cordial. Yes, I made a cordial. So you might say, well, what's a cordial? A cordial is actually usually honey and some type of alcohol, and then you can put fruit in it and you can put herbs in it. So what does this have in it? This has blueberries, like it has frozen organic blueberries in it. It has violet leaves and flowers. It has honey, and it has brandy in it. And I'm just letting it sit. I made it, my goodness, I can't even see I made it on the 3rd. I made it April 3rd. Yes. So I'll let it sit for, it's almost ready, for about a month. And then I'm going to enjoy it. Oh, yes. And I'll let you know. Maybe I'll come on and do a video, do a taste test. So those are some things I do with violet. The other thing is, since it's really good for your skin, you can make a salve. So how you would do that is you would first, if you were doing fresh leaves and fresh flowers, you would actually have them dry, wilt, because they have a lot of moisture in them. And then you would put them in, you could put it in a jojoba oil. You could do olive oil. You could do, goodness, I'm blanking on sunflower oil. You could do sweet almond oil, and you can let it soak there for like probably a month. And then after that, drain off the herbs, put your oil in like a double boiler, and then add beeswax if you use beeswax, or shea butter, or coconut butter, and then you just make a salve. And that's going to be really good for that dry skin, which I tend to be dry. I do have a violet calendula, and it has something else, salve, which I love. The other thing that I made that I'm really getting more into as of last year is I made a violet flower essence. So what did I do? I actually took several violets, or they allowed me to pick them. They're like, yes, pick me. We want to be the flower essence. And I put them in a bowl of water. And when did I make this? On the 9th. On the 9th, yes, April 9th, I made it. And you put it out in the sun. It doesn't have to be the sun. There's different ways. but you put it out there and at least for 4 hours, and the essence, the energy of that flower infuses into the water. And then what I did was take that water, drained off the flowers, and then put half water and half brandy. So then this is the mother. So I would not use this straight. And we think about this being the energy. And then I would take that, make a dosing, and then take it and split it again. That's a whole nother class. All right. But what I wanted to read is from the Power of Flowers, Power of Flowers. And I wanted to read what she said about violet. The tender beauty of violet in the garden is a reflection of the sweet, innocent beauty of the feminine soul. Women of all ages and races are graced with an inner matrix of love, which is carried within the deep protection of the womb. In a world that has become overbearing and cut off from the wisdom of the inner feminine, many women feel fundamentally unsafe, even under sage, as they struggle to secure a positive self-image and place for themselves while honoring their womanly rhythms and sensibilities. In addition, there are women who are inherently shy and quiet, who possesses a quality of refinement that may at times make them appear aloof or untouchable. Violet essence helps to recapture or retain the refined and tender qualities of feminine beauty while opening to the bounty of self-expression and individualization. For these reasons, violet is a wonderful essence to use in women's group. I think it's just a wonderful essence for people to tap into their femininity, to just tap into that femininity and that softness. So there are some people who say that the planet that corresponds with violet is Venus, because of the beauty and the delicate and that love and that softness. And then there are people like I take Seja. I got his name somewhere, but Seja. He actually says that it can correspond with the moon, which also makes sense because it's very like mucilage and it's very moistening. And you think of the moon and the moon being like that. And so you just sit and see what it resonates. I think it resonates with both of them. So I'm going to say both. The other thing is that the ruling element is water. The ruling element is water for violet. I wanted to read something else on violet from Spiritual Herbalism, the Art and Practice of. This is by Karen Rose. And in here she says, I thought I had violet marked off. All right, I might have to look that up. But so much that you can do with violet, so many things. You can add it to your food, you can add it to your salads for the beauty of it. You can make a tincture with it. You can make a honey, you can make, like I said, a cordial, a flower essence. You can just go outside and sit with violet and see what violet has to say to you. You know what she's been saying to me is just that whole, it is okay to allow yourself to be delicate, to be graceful. And that can be very powerful. Think about Violet and her medicine. She doesn't have to come across harsh or aggressive or any of that. Yet she's packed with these medicinal qualities. I like that. I like that about Violet. And let me And that's what she's saying to me. 139. Okay, I did have it. I like what this says. The joy that comes from being in Violet's presence is noticeable. It is hard not to notice Violet with its deep royal purple flowers. The plant's leaves are heart-shaped and are a doctrine for its work as a heart healer. Violet soothes the spirit and brings forth happiness. A plant guided by Oshun and Venus, it is useful spiritually to see one's innate beauty. It teaches unconditional love and opens us to connecting to joy. That's just beautiful. Beautiful. So when I think of the chakras, I think of the heart, but I also think of that sacral chakra, tapping into femininity, tapping into that flow. And when I think of the sacral chakra, I think of flow and ease and just, that softness, that tenderness, and the power in that, and the beauty in that. So thank you, Violet. Thank you, Violet, for what you have given me, for your medicine, for your beauty, for your lessons. And I will continue to sit with you and explore you and listen to you. And for all of you who are tuning in, I want to ask you, what is Violet teaching you? What resonates with you? What doesn't resonate with you? What recipes do you want to try? And maybe it's not violet. Maybe it's dandelion, because that was going to be the other herb that I talked about. And I will probably do a video on that, and chickweed. That's another herb that's coming up in the spring, and plantain is coming up. So there's lots of goodness. Oh, purple dead nettle. I made a purple dead nettle, violet, dandelion, and chickweed flower salt. Like, I put all those flowers in a salt that I might take a bath with, or I can even give back to Mother Earth. I can give back to Mother Earth when I find a flower who wants to come my way, so I can make flower essence or medicine or culinary delights that I can give Mother Earth salt as a thank you, as a gesture. So thank you. Until next time, my friends, namaste.